Hello YouTube, my name is Isabella and today I'm going to be doing the ANTI TBR tag. The creator Nicole and her books will be linked down in the description, so if you want to check out the original video, but this is basically just discussing books that you never plan on reading and kind of your reasons why. These answers are going to be as much as a surprise to myself as they are to you, because I literally planned this, I think, in like October of 2020, and I just haven't had the time to film it. So this will be a fun experience. Some of these books, in theory, who knows, if hell freezes over, I could read them, but there's a very, very, very small chance that I will read these books, and I feel like talking about them, and this video seems perfect to do so. Question number 1 asks a popular book that everyone seems to love that you have no interest in reading. I picked 2. The first being Carry On by Rainbow Rowell. I didn't want to read it back when it was like at its height of popularity and its resurgence. I just don't care. I don't know if it's something that seems like of its time too, because it's supposed to be like a tongue-in-cheek like riff on HP, which I just don't talk about anymore because just turfling makes me angry. I don't have interest in the relationship in here. There are so many books I'd rather read for a great queer romance other than this, and Rainbow Rowell as a whole no longer interests me, so no thank you. I also have no interest in Stalking Jack the Ripper. I remember when this was first coming out and there was getting a lot of really good buzz, I was like tempted, and then I was like, I just don't think I will like it. I've seen mixed reviews for the series as a whole. I know that there's supposed to be a really, really weak one, like book number 3. And I've also seen critique over like its feminist lens and how everyone was claiming the character is super feminist, but she's also not like other girls, and it just doesn't interest me. Question 2 is a classic book or author you don't have any interest in reading. I also have 2 for this one. There's a lot of classics I know I'll never read, and a lot that are on my like lifetime TBR that I know I will eventually read, but one of them I refuse to do is Fahrenheit 451 by Ray Bradbury. I got it. I just remember having a discussion with my best friend about it when she had to study it in high school, and she was so irritated by it. It's a classic dystopian. She just hated it, and our tastes really align when she reads books. But I had faith in her then, I have faith in her now. I have zero interest in Fahrenheit 451. Not even Michael B. Jordan could salvage the adaptation apparently, so zero interest. Question number 3 is like a 2-parter. An author you have no interest in reading, and Karen M. McManus. I've seen really negative reviews in regards to like some of the mental health representation it goes on in there, and how mentally ill people are like the big bad. Question like 3.5 of this is a problematic author you have no interest in reading, and I'm choosing Sean David Hutchinson, which is a shame because I actually was really interested in reading his books a while ago. Did not conduct himself very well when he came under criticism for doing a romance between a son of a Republican and a son of a Democrat who's like running for president, and he did not handle the critiques well at all. Just kind of like yeeted out of Twitter and came back and refused to acknowledge anything. And at the time of me filming this, I saw discussion like yesterday that he has another book deal, so he'll be fine, but I just don't have any interest in his works. Question 4 asks an author you've tried a couple of books and they just aren't for you. I think I can officially say, no, I know this for sure, Sarah J. Maas. No, she's not for me. I have been tempted to read her new series because I'd like to be involved in the discussions, but I don't like her writing, don't like her world building, I don't like her characters, and I think I've read 10 of her books. Please don't judge me for having read all of those books, because I read them when I was very new to BookTube and everyone talked so highly of them that I just felt like I had to read them. It's been years since I've finished a Sarah J. Maas book. I just don't like her storytelling, and I wish I would, honestly, because her fandom has like really cool fan art and is really involved, but her books don't work for me. And I was really proud of myself because the House of Earth and Blood Crescent City book was on sale on Kindle once, and I chose not to purchase it because I knew I wasn't going to like it. Although if I see it at a used bookstore in years to come, I might buy it just because I'm curious, but I just don't think it'll work for me, and I need to quit now. Ooh, also, Morgan Matson. I read 2 of her books, and over the course of a few years, really liked one, disliked the other, and then had a lot of her books on my TBR. And then at some point last year, I just decided to get rid of all of them. Young adult, fluffy, contemporary that has nothing else going for it other than it like being a fluffy romance doesn't interest me in the slightest. There has to be another element in it for me to read it. I still like coming of age stories. I'd rather read an adult romance because I just can't relate to the young adult like YA romance experience anymore. So yeah, I won't pick up anything else by her for sure. The next question is a genre you have no interest in or a genre you have tried. My least favorite genre, bar none, is mystery and thriller. I wish I did like them. People seem so passionate about thrillers and stuff, but I'm never really thrilled. I usually think that their reveals are ridiculous and out of nowhere, and I am also a very character-based reader. Thrillers, I just hit my camera, sorry if anything shifted. But thrillers definitely are driven by the plot and what's happening to the characters rather than like the characters informing the decisions. I'll read one every once in a while, but they just aren't my favorite at all, and I hardly ever find myself reaching for them, although there are a couple I would like to try. Alyssa Cole, her thriller comes to mind as one that I would really like to read. My throat is dying. We gotta end this quickly. Question 6 is a book you have bought but will never read. And my response to that apparently was check out all of my unhauls. I don't have time or the space to have books on my shelves that I'm not interested in. Question 7 is a series you have no interest in reading or have DNF'd. I think I posted a video at some point in time of series that I have like officially given up on, but there were a couple series that I know I'm not going to try, and I was trying to come up with some adult fantasy because that is my favorite and primarily what I want to be reading. I will never read Dresden. I just don't have the interest of a magical wizard, like an episodic sort of thing where he's solving mysteries. I don't care. You cannot make me do that. I don't want to read like a cop book in a fantasy world that has like 25 books in this series. I have zero interest in Dresden. This next question really shows when I planned this video. Question 8, the final one, asks a new release you have no interest in reading. I put Midnight Sun, which released even way before I planned this video out, but I will never read Midnight Sun. Stephenie Meyer will not get a cent more from me. I understand it's nostalgic for a lot of people, but Stephenie Meyer and that series did a lot of harm to the Quillette tribe. No thank you. I also refuse. I will not read Ready Player 2. I know that's not a super recent release, but it was what I was planning. Could you pay me to read that book? I don't know. I think it would have to be a lot. I can't stand the author. The world of Ready Player 1 was really cool, and I liked Ready Player 1 enough. I think I gave it 3 stars back when I read it years ago. But I don't like the writing. And then some text that has been like tweeted around of like the pandering crap that he has been writing in like direct response to criticism of the first book. And then also he like has seemed to multiply like to the 100th of how much references and crap he can get in there. Like it's even worse than Ready Player 1, which is rough. I don't know what it would take for me to read this book. Like probably like a ridiculous punishment because I can't. No, I'm gonna add another one on here because I feel like talking about it. Again, talking about Sarah J Maas and a book that's actually coming out really soon at the time of me filming this is A Court of Silver Flame. Words aren't working today. A Court of Silver Flames. Sarah J Maas, the new trilogy. That trilogy was okay for me. I actually read the whole thing, really hated the first book, gave it 1 star, gave the second book like 4.5. That's the one book I've liked by Sarah J Maas. And then the third book, 3 stars. And I just am not invested enough in the new characters that are going to be followed. I really hope everyone who's excited for this series really likes it. I hope it does well, but that one I can't read. I refuse. I don't like the weird stuff about mates and the way she writes about males, and it's just, I don't need to justify it. I don't want to read it. Okay, that's it. I think I made this video way too long for me constantly adding shit, and I'm gonna have a fun time in the editing room. But that is it for my ANTI TBR. Let me know down in the comments below a new release that you don't care about. It can be something I'm excited for. I don't care. Let's be salty together. But as always, thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it, and I'll see you again very soon. Bye.